Warthunder specific campaign packs are well known within the community for being a great deal at their price point. Many people have bought the Japanese campaign packs solely for the plane included with it. Unfortunately for any newcomers to the game, these packs can no longer be bought, as Gaijin recently decided to remove them from the store entirely. Besides being way too good of a deal, another reason this removal has occurred likely stems from the campaigns themselves. Dating back all the way to the game's inception, and in actuality even further back to its predecessor, Birds of Steel, the campaigns themselves have received little attention after being ported to Warthunder. More and more updates being added to the game while the single-player campaigns were not being worked on, they eventually earned the reputation of being buggy and unplayable, which is not entirely incorrect, but they are definitely playable as long as you're willing to make a few compromises. And if you do own these packs and haven't played them yet, this video is going to spoil the entire US campaign. I will be making another video specifically for the Japanese campaign later on, but for all intents and purposes, both campaigns follow the same theaters of war, so in the end, you're playing on the same maps regardless of the campaign. I play the campaigns on realistic with unlimited ammo and fuel for convenience. If you want to play these campaigns yourself, I'll write the important aspects of each mission at the top right of the screen when beginning. For the US side of the Pacific campaign, ignoring the intro video, which is basically archive footage with a voiceover giving you a basic rundown of events up till the first mission, you will begin your campaign at Pearl Harbor. Each mission for these campaigns have extended loading screens, during which you are given a briefing prior to the mission, telling you general information about the developments of the war, acting as a prelude to your impending mission. Well, I did say they're playable, not bug-free. This is literally within the first 5 seconds of starting the mission, but it doesn't seem to actually affect anything, as the lost plane gets replaced after the cutscene, so all is well. Once you take control, all you have to do is navigate through a few waypoints, simple enough, until you reach the harbor and are interrupted by you can guess who.
There's no targets. I'll continue patrolling. What's that smoke? It's our ship's burning. On my six! Maneuver! We need to turn back! I'm shot down!
And well, you've got enemy zeros behind you, and if you don't want to get shot down as well, better put those twin decals to use. Fortunately for you, the enemy AI in this mission is pretty much harmless, and will just wait to get shot down. After you shoot down most of them and are far enough away from the harbor, the objective completes itself. Get interrupted by some random jump cuts. And then make your way to one final waypoint. Mission complete. Each mission ends with cutscenes and or jump cuts which are accompanied by a quote.
I feel that a surprise attack, submarine, air, or combined, on Pearl Harbor is a possibility. And we are taking immediate practical steps to minimize the damage inflicted and to ensure that the attacking force will pay. Husband E. Kimmel, Commander-in-Chief, U.S. Fleet. First call to colors had been sounded. About 0757, explosions were heard on the end of Ford Island, abreast dry dock number 1. When the second explosion took place, it was realized that an air raid was in progress. The commanding officer, C.M. Cook Jr., USS Pennsylvania, report of Pearl Harbor attack.
And then you are returned to the hangar and given your rewards. The rewards are not that impressive, I will admit. And lastly, since it's single player, the replay is not stored on the server, so save it if you want to keep it. Since this mission is the only one in the Pearl Harbor theater, the game will immediately show you the video for the next theater. This video jump scare, as I like to call it, happens on every last mission of a theater, and it can be a bit annoying, but you can skip it and review the videos again later, so it isn't that big of an issue. These videos are basically meant to bridge the gaps and serve as a transition between different theaters of war. After the first mission, you are moved to Wake Island for the next 3 missions. The player is tasked to aid the defense against Japanese attacks.
Base, can you hear me? Do you copy? Yeah, I hear you. Sound off. No enemy aircraft detected. I repeat, we did not detect any enemy aircraft. Roger that. Looks like the Japanese are retreating. Major, attack cargo ships. I repeat, attack cargo ships in sector M9. Roger that. Let's go down and join the party.
The second mission starts you off with bombs. Take off from the airfield, and after a brief cutscene, you are told to destroy some cargo ships. They can't be destroyed by machine gun fire, so use your bombs to destroy them. The game will also prompt you to hold tab and swap between pilots once you drop bombs. Simply click on another pilot's name to swap controls between planes. This saves you time replenishing bombs, and there's no point in not switching, as the AI will not drop bombs by themselves outside of scripted cutscenes. So you have to do all the bombing yourself regardless.
Great job. Reloaded the airfield and attacked the destroyer. It's been damaged, but it's too far for the battery fire to finish it. Don't let it escape. Roger that, sir.
Once you sink all cargo ships, the objective will complete and will be replaced with a new one asking you to sink the destroyer. There are more than one destroyers around, and you need to sink a specific one. In order to find out which one you need to sink, you have to open your map and look for the flashing icons. The icons also flash when you first spot an enemy, so you have to then wait until only one flashing icon remains. And if you have an enemy targeted, sometimes their icon will not flash or suddenly cease flashing. I don't know why this happens, but swapping between targets does fix it. Once you find your target, you can bomb them without much danger. Since old naval models in air battles were replaced with ships from naval battles, the destroyer you're facing, the Motsuki, has pretty much no anti-air capability, and with barely any armor, it's fairly easy to sink.
Looks like that's
After
it.
that, the mission is over. Some missions will also give you secondary objectives alongside your primary ones, but they are optional and not mandatory. Missions with airfields or carriers available will usually give you a secondary objective to land your plane after you've completed the mission itself. But it's up to you to skip this or not. As far as I can tell, completing or skipping the secondary objectives does not make any difference whatsoever during any mission. It's shown some more jump cuts and you return to the hangar. No video jump scare this time. Mission 3. You may have noticed in the mission pre-brief that the number of fighter planes at your disposal have gone down. Historically, the US forces at Wake Island only had 12 fighter planes at their disposal, and even during the first mission, you only have 4 to work with. This mission is very straightforward. The airfield is being targeted by a bombing raid, so you need to take off and defend it.
Attention! Stick to the plan. Captain Elrod and I meet the first group. Lieutenant Davidson meets the second group. Any questions? No, sir. Then off we go. Good luck, guys.
Alright, a few things to note here before we go any further. As far as I'm aware, pilots during these missions have absolutely no crew skills. I'm talking 0 G tolerance, 0 stamina, 0 vitality, 0 bitches. Worse, you're also stuck with default ammunition belts, and for this mission specifically, you're attacking a big formation of large bombers carrying many defensive guns. I'll tell you to attack from the side, but we're up against AI here and that's gonna take too long. Target the engines, set them on fire, and the planes will die on their own.
We're running low on fuel. Let's head back. We've had one hell of a day. It's okay. We can hold it out.
Once you've killed off the wave, you're done. Land at the airfield or end the mission immediately. Mission 4. This is the last mission on Wake Island, and once again you're defending against an enemy air raid. Take off and head for the waypoints. Soon you'll meet the enemy attack wave, but before engaging them, you're told to turn around and head back towards the island to meet up with your squad mates.
Face, do you copy? Yeah, I copy, Lieutenant. Enemy aircraft in sight. Sector D12. Roger that. Taking a course to Sector D12. Don't attack it alone. Okay. Meet you in Sector F12. Roger that. Tally ho!
Once you're close enough to your ally, a short cutscene plays and you're teleported close to the enemy attack wave. The attacking B5N1s are extremely fragile, so even with default belts you'll make short work of them. This time, however, you are facing multiple attack waves. Shortly after you engage the first wave, a second wave will spawn. Engage that, a third wave spawns, so on and so forth.
Good one.
It's pretty much impossible to clear out all the waves, so you'll be overwhelmed quite quickly. Thankfully, the AI on this mission is either bugged or terrible at ground attack, possibly both, as I ended up losing none of the artillery positions I needed to defend. Regardless, after a certain amount of time, you'll get whisked away to a cutscene.
Careful, watch your back. Damn it! They got me down! I'll distract her. Try to land.
And get to watch your friend die again. Don't worry though, he's not really dead, he's just unconscious. Jokes aside, you do always play as the same pilots in these missions, regardless of the theater. Guess they couldn't be bothered to name more than 5 pilots. With that, the mission is over, and once again you have the choice to land at the airfield if you want to, or skip. Lastly, since this is the last mission for the Wake Island Theater,
December the 22nd, 1941.
Mission 5, we're now at Tulagi during the Battle of the Coral Sea. The first mission starts off with you moving to attack some hydroplanes, which you'll encounter after following a few waypoints.
I see them! Right into our hands. Excellent. Attack! Leave no survivors! I think that's it. Yorktown, this is Lieutenant Fenton. Do you read me? I copy, Lieutenant. Reporting the situation. Enemy planes destroyed. Repeat, enemy hydroplanes destroyed. Roger that. Great job. The ship is leaving the island. Looks like she's alone. Let's stay a while. Attack the deck.
Attack the destroyer by shooting at it. Thankfully, you are not actually expected to sink the destroyer by doing this. That would be impossible with the old naval models anyway.
What's that? Fire on deck? Haha, looks like it. We can head back now.
Turn around away from the destroyer and the mission ends. No secondary objectives this time. Mission 6. This is the first mission with no landmass whatsoever, and you better get used to it from now on, because most of the following missions will take place on the ocean. Take off and head toward the waypoints, you'll be taking on an aircraft carrier. Get used to that too, you'll be doing it like 3 more times. Once you're in the air, you'll start getting tailed by Navy fighters shortly afterwards. You have a large formation and the TBF is well armored, so just ignore the Zeros following you and let the AI keep them busy, like a true patriot. Once you get to the last waypoint, a cutscene will pop up and show the aircraft carrier getting bombed but not sunk. It's up to you to finish it off with a torpedo. Cut your speed, do maneuvers, use your flaps, do what you can to drop your altitude and speed. The lower your speed and altitude, the lower the chances of the torpedo drowning and self-destructing upon impact with the water. Despite the cutscene, the carrier didn't sink on the first torpedo for me, so I had to torpedo it again for the objective to complete. After that, simply follow the waypoint away from the battle and the mission is done.
That was one hell of a battle. One carrier down. That'll teach them a lesson. Good job, guys.
You can challenge yourself to try and land on the carrier if you want to. I failed miserably.
Photographs were obtained during the latter phases of the attack, showing only the bow of the carrier, with the rest of it completely enveloped in smoke, splashes, and flames. It's difficult to conceive any other result than complete destruction of this carrier, and the personnel loss must have been close to 100%. From the bow silhouette in the photographs, plus the cutaway flight deck, the pilot's descriptions, and radio intelligence, it is believed that this carrier was the Ryukaku. Captain Frederick Carl Sherman, USS Lexington.
The Battle of the Coral Sea.
Mission number 7. We're now at Midway. Time to sink the entire Japanese fleet. This mission is one of the more difficult ones. Not that the mission is complicated, it's just that this time you need to sink an undamaged carrier with only 500-pound bombs to rely on. The two small 100 pounds don't even do any damage.
Let's give him hell, guys!
It took me 9 bombing runs to finally deal enough damage to complete the objective, after which the carrier finally sank. It was still at 80% crew, but I guess the Japanese sailors understood that they stood no chance against my magical mid-air bomb reloads. Anyways, time to try a carrier landing again. No drowning myself this time. Mission 8. The Japanese are 3 carriers down, but they still have 1 left, so let's go beat them while they're down. A cutscene at the beginning tells you that you will not have fighter escorts during this mission. But it's not like they were of any help during any of the other missions. Turns out this is the game's way of telling you it's upping the difficulty, since the AI actually hit their shots now. This is also the only mission to give you a unique secondary objective, besides landing the plane. I'm not sure if this actually does anything, but when I did it, it didn't seem to change any dialogue, so it's presumably just as skippable as any other secondary objective. Once you've arrived, it's time to do the same exact thing you did in the last mission. Do a dozen bombing runs with weak bombs until the carrier gives up on life. After that, you're done. Head back to the Allied fleet and attempt a carrier landing if you feel like. Personally, I'm not gonna refuse.
Hi, what's your status?
Nice run!
Anyway, mission 9, take off, shoot some float planes just casually sitting on the water, come back. Yep, that's it, I wasn't joking. The game implies that the float planes are going to take off if you don't destroy them quickly, but nothing happens. You don't even have to destroy all of them. There is no land your plane objective either this time, you just pop back right into the hangar.
Looks like that was the last one. I'm out of ammunition. We've done our job. Let's head back to the ship.
It's only right that the missions for the final theater of the entire campaign be some of the easiest. What, did you expect the increased difficulty to represent some sort of difficulty curve? Mission 10 also starts off simple. At first, all you have to do is destroy 12 emplacements. The game tells you to target the artillery, but you'll need to target the entire as well in order to complete the objective. Next is the first and only time in the entire campaign that landing your plane becomes the primary objective.
We're running low on fuel. Time to turn back.
After that, you'll be teleported mid-air to engage bombers attacking the airfield.
How many combat flights did we do today? I already lost count. What does it matter? Anyway, it's better than sitting in the trenches waiting to get hit on the head by a bomb or a shell. Stay focused, guys. This isn't sightseeing.
It doesn't seem to matter whether the enemy bombers are actually able to reach your airfield or not. There are no emplacements to defend or a visible HP bar for the base, and the objective only tells you to engage the bombers, so feel free to take a tea break if you need to. After the bombers turn back and reach a certain distance away from the airfield, the objective completes, ending the mission. At last, we have reached Mission 11, the final mission of the US campaign. Honestly, it's a pretty good one despite its faults. You are on the ocean again, but this time, instead of attacking a carrier, you are defending one from waves of Japanese dive bombers. They are fairly easy to take down, but are very numerous and are also escorted by Zeros, who will not hesitate to shoot you down if they choose to target you. Worst of all though is your own ships. You see, one key aspect of US ships is their overwhelming anti-air capabilities. And with the old almost harmless ship models being replaced by new ones from naval battles, the enormous amount of gunfire during this mission is utterly obliterating, to say the least. Against you, that is. For some reason, the anti-air is scripted not to inflict damage against the Japanese planes, but are still perfectly capable of damaging and shooting you down. I'd ask Gaijin to please fix, but I don't think they will be doing that. Anyway, after downing an entire division's worth of planes, the mission finally ends. You know what they say, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. At last, the campaign is over. Get going to watch one final video clip and you're done. Just kidding, the game will automatically proceed to the Japanese campaign if you own it, and make you watch the Japanese campaign introduction video after that. That combined is 7 minutes of straight archive footage, by the way, I counted. But let's do a quick conclusion before ending the video. In summary, if you have previously bought these campaign packs from the store, you will have access to 2 Pacific campaigns found under historical campaigns. Playing through the US campaign, while I encountered quite a few bugs and general gameplay issues, notably with weak bomb loads on certain missions, nothing I encountered was game-breaking or egregious to the point of making me quit. In all honesty, these campaigns are a fun distraction away from the main game, even if they're little more than some loosely associated single-player missions brought together under a campaign. I'd recommend giving them a try if you own the packs. If you don't, you can't buy them anymore, but I would say you aren't missing out on all that much. If you really are craving some single-player missions, there are alternatives, either through user-made custom missions or through single missions, which are unlocked through researching the tech trees and do not need to be purchased. That wraps up this video. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.